What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be creating a Cristiano Ronaldo poster. So in this video I'm going to be showing you how to use the text and layer it up with the images, and then I'm going to add colour and texture to the design. As we go through it, I'm going to name the steps I'm doing and I'm just going to make it a bit simpler for you to follow along. If you want to see more of these videos, let me know in the comments, but check out my other ones that I've done because they have a lot of useful tips, and especially the camera raw filter one, I think, which I did recently. I think a lot of you can learn from that and take away some positives from it. So this is what I'm going to create. Let's get straight into it. So the first thing you're going to need to do is get an A4 document. It doesn't matter too much on the size, but I think an A4 fits it perfectly. Once you've got your document, you want to unlock the background and then get your text tool. Now, the font I'm going to use today is Reisenberg. The reason I'm going to use that is because it is a bold font and it looks quite fitting for this style of poster, but also it fits the page really nicely. Now, as you can see, I've typed Ronaldo out and it fits the middle perfectly. So what you're going to want to do now, once you've typed Ronaldo out, you want to hold Alt and just drag it below, like so, and make sure it's the same gap between each one, and make sure they're in the same position. And once you've got it like all the way down the page, like I have pretty much already, you just need to group all these together, and then we're going to just transform them to make them look a bit more off-centered. I'm going to group all these together like so. Now I'm just going to name this, and then what I'm going to do is Command T, and then I'm going to hold skew, and then I'm just going to move it down so slightly, and then I'm just going to click OK, and then I'm going to hold Command T again, and I'm just going to move them up the page like so, probably something like that, just so the top of the poster is being cut off and then the bottom's being cut off as well. So that's perfect. Now the next thing we're going to do is add paint texture, which is going to be done using a paintbrush, but you're going to need to download these brushes, which I'll leave a link in the description.
Are you serious?
Basically, we're going to create a ripped paper effect. So I'm going to create a new layer, and then I'm just going to select my brushes, and I'm going to go down to this torn paper brush. So you should all know how to download it. If you don't, you just go to this cog up here and then import brushes, and then you'll use the file that you downloaded. Just select that one, and then I'm going to go down. I'm probably going to make it bigger, so square brackets to make it bigger. Where you want it, you can rotate it like so, so it's like angled, or you can have it flat along. So I'm going to rotate it so something like that, and I'm just going to, so now I've created the rip paper effect in the middle. That's all done now. Next thing I need to do is change the color. Right, so once you've got your rip paper effect, you want to get a paint bucket tool and just get the right color, and just do that. Now you've got them the right color, and now we can overlay them like so. It doesn't really matter too much how you do it. I'm going to use screen just because I like it how it closes in on the letters instead of overall the texture. Alright guys, just a quick update. I've seen that a lot of you aren't subscribed to or watching the videos, so I'm just going to put a little thing on the screen now which will show you the percentage. I'm not making you subscribe, but if you are enjoying the videos, then it would really, really help me out if you could subscribe and just show a bit of love to the channel, because I'm trying to reach that 1,000 mark so I can start improving my videos for you guys and start being able to create more videos and helping you out more. So if you are watching this and you aren't subscribed, just take a bit of time out of your day and just subscribe, and it just gives me that extra push, to make more videos for you guys. Thank you for watching, enjoy the video. And now what we're going to do is probably add the photos in. Now this is a key part of the design, obviously, because it's the main bit. So all these photos I have here, so if I zoom in on this one, they're all going to be cut out using the pen tool. So I'm just going to cut them out. If you have any problems with the pen tool, just check out another video on my channel and I'll explain it better there. But I'm just going to cut that bit out of the video just because it takes too much time. So I'll be right back when I have the cutouts. Right, so now you can see I've got the cutouts and I've positioned them where I want them. So you can do this, or you can put them where you want. So I've got the one looking backwards at the top, so I'm going to move them up a little bit. I've got the big one in the middle, like so, and then I've got the smaller one at the bottom. So what I've done is layer masked the bottoms of them out. So if you can see, I'm just going to get a soft brush. Doesn't really matter about the size. You don't want it too big though, and I'm just going to start change my color to black, and then I'm going to start just brushing away some of the bottom of him. Now you don't have to do this, but I just think it looks better with the effect that I'm using, and just make it blend more with the image. And once you've done that, we're just going to sort of add some color between them. So if I just add a new layer between that one and then that one, I'm just going to get a white color. Make sure it's a soft brush though, and I'm just going to like do that between them. So it might look very good now. I'm going to change it to screen, and then I'm going to do it between this one as well. Change that one to screen. It looks a bit overpowering to begin with, but it actually works quite nicely. We've got our images in, we've cut them out, we've got our images, we've got the text, we've got the ripped effect on the sides. Now we've got to add the texture over the top. So let's get straight into that. And now what I'm going to do is add some texture in. So I'm going to leave these in the description for you to download. I'm just going to drag and drop it in. There we go. Now that's going to probably overtake the whole image. It'll look a bit silly to begin with. But then what you're going to do is get your red texture, and you're going to go to select, load selection, like so. Now it's selected that, and then you're just going to go to that and layer mask it out. So now it's just selected the top two, or the top and the bottom, and not the middle. And then what we're going to do is go to darken, and then have that effect on that one. So that looks quite nice. Now the next bit we're going to do is probably get this middle texture, the other one in, that we this middle bit in. So if I go above that one, and then I can create like my own sort of black image. Really, it's going to be quite hard to manipulate it, but something like that. And you want to make sure you've covered all the edges. And once you've got that, that's what you're going to use to load your selection on the other texture. So now I'm going to download the next texture. I'm just going to drop it in, and we're going to use, and we're just going to position it over the top of the text. Like now, make sure it's below the Ronaldo layer, otherwise it won't look right. And then we're just going to load selection again. So go to select, load selection, that's done. And then we're going to select our texture image and just layer mask it out again. And then this one, I'm probably going to use exclusion, maybe something a bit more rough. Yeah, exclusion looks good. So that's overlaid it over the text as well. So now they look like they're overlapping, so they've been stuck on each other. Next thing we're going to do is add one overlay texture over the top, make it look like we've got paper on the top. So I'm going to drag and drop that in now. Right, this is the texture we're going to use. So it's going to be in the corner, and I'm just going to scale it out so it fits like that. And then what I'm going to do is change it to probably something that doesn't make it look too bright. So multiply looks good because you can see the blends in the paper, and it's sort of making it look a bit more realistic. So that's pretty much all we need to do, guys, for this video. I've cut the images out, I've added the text, I've added the texture, and now we need to do one last thing, which is a camera raw filter. This is why I wanted you to watch the camera raw filter video before you watch this video, because then you'll understand it more if you haven't. But if you know how to use camera raw filter anyway, then go straight ahead with it. It'll just make it easier if you haven't. Right, so select all of it, group it, Command J E to make your copy, and then we're just going to select all of that, and then layer via cut to get rid of all the bad stuff. And then OK. Right, so we've got our poster. Now we're going to go to camera raw filter. Now what we're going to do is get both by the side of each other, which you click that button down there, and then you can tell the difference you've made. So first we're going to add some yellow and probably a little bit of pink, and then we're going to increase the exposure and the contrast. Highlights you can increase it a bit, decrease the shadows, increase the whites, decrease the blacks. And then texture, obviously you need to bring that up a lot. Clarity as well. You can dehaze a little bit if you want to. Vibrance, saturation. Now it's getting to look like how I had it before. Then we go to the curve. You can bring this up or down depending on how you want it to look. I'm going to bring it sort of like a bended S, because that looks quite good. And then sharpening you bring up as well, just to make it look a whole lot crisper than it did over here. So as you can see already, the before and after is completely different. Now color mixer, you probably want it mute the reds a bit more. You can bring in orange if you want to, personal preference again. Split toning you don't need to bother with, optics you don't need to bother with, geometry you don't need to bother with. I'm going to increase that just so it sort of blends the image together a bit better. You can add a vignette if you want, but I don't really think it's necessary personally. And I'm just going to go back up to basic and increase the saturation a bit more, just so it has a bit of contrast on the image. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So if we look at the poster now, I think that looks really good, pretty similar to the one we created earlier, and it has a nice bit of texture and manipulation within the design. So if you have enjoyed this video, leave a comment letting me know if you have, and if you got stuck with anything, let me know and I'll get straight back to you and help you with it. Thank you for watching this video. All the files will be in the description below if you want to follow along, or if you want to create your own image poster, go for it. Leave it in the comments below. Let me know what you did, how you got on with it. And that'll be it for this video, guys. Hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.